And good evening there, Chinook fans. Got a little bit of deja vu. This is Caleb Duarte back again with Ryan Beck. Ryan, a disappointing game one. What do we do to bounce back? I mean, all the momentum was kind of popped out like a balloon.
I mean, at this point, we got to look at this. I'm going to use my racing mentality because that's pretty much the sport I ran in high school, and I understand it pretty well. You can start the race off strong, and that's always great. Start off and, go out in front. But to be perfectly honest, how you start the race isn't what you need to do in order to finish it. And honestly, if the Chinooks can, strike early like they've been doing and cross the finish line at the top of the seventh inning with no one scoring runs or popping the air out of the balloon, like you said, it's going to be an easy ball game to win.
Well, that's what we're going to hope to see. Hopefully the bats can stay hot, and hopefully the pitching, too, on the mound for your Chinooks in this game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Daniel Sweeney, the right-hander from Johnson City, Tennessee, and out of East Tennessee State. And the first pitch of this second ball game is good for strike one. The lineup for the Miners is pretty similar to the game we just saw moments ago. Quinn Cotton leading things off, followed by Elijah McNamee. In the third spot is Justin Ammons, and the cleanup hole and playing third base, Nick Brooks. Blake Benefield batting fifth. And Quinn Cotton, while I'm talking, sends that out to second. And that ball gets by, and he has a leadoff single. Behind Blake Benefield in the sixth spot, we have Austin Dennis. Batting seventh is Spencer Henson and DHing. Batting eighth and behind the dish tonight is Zach Sharpley. And Brandon Chinea playing second base, going to close things out. Daniel Sweeney has a record of 1-1, 3.75 ERA, and 6 games pitched. Has 26 and a third innings under his belt with 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 30 hits. We last saw him June 29th against the Bucks, wherein 3 1/3 innings to give up 6 runs, 5 of those earned, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. And now faces Quinn Cotton on first and Elijah McNamee at the plate in the top of this first with nobody out. And McNamee, not so confident, swing and miss there for strike one. McNamee looking to keep his hot streak alive. In the last game, in game 1 of this doubleheader, he opened up the scoring, or opened up the game with a double and came around to score. And we'll see here what Sweeney can do. Misses down low for ball 1 to McNamee. Quinn Cotton on first, nobody out. 1-1 pitch coming to McNamee at the plate. Justin Ammons, the University of Tennessee center fielder on deck. 1-1 pitch from Sweeney on the mound. And McNamee going to call time at the plate. Steps back in. 1-1 pitch coming from Sweeney. And inside on low, ball 2. Two-one pitch now coming from the Chinook right-hander. Facing the Miner left fielder. The 2-1 pitch. Cotton on first. Taking his lead. Sweeney throws. That one just a bit high. Hitter's count of 3-1 to Elijah McNamee. Three-one pitch as Sweeney looks over to first. Looks into McNamee, the 3-1 pitch. And that one's chopped over to Shackelford at short. Shackelford throws over to Mitchie at second. Mitchie, the throw to first, and is in time for a 6-4-3 double play. And a good way to start for the Chinooks now. 2 outs and nobody on for Justin Ammons coming to the plate here. And a nice 6-4-3 double play. And Ryan, we haven't seen many of those as a lot of infield singles so far in this season.
Quite a few. I mean, the more you can get those double plays, the better. I mean, you're taking 2 guys out in one play, and it's a little bit demoralizing for an offense that all of a sudden there's now 2 outs on the board instead of just 1 or no outs. And it's always fun to see your defense be able to put on a show like that.
And now Justin Ammons, 2 outs, nobody on. Had the bunt down for a moment, pulled back and took that one low for ball 1. Justin Ammons out of University of Tennessee. Hits from the left side, throws from the right, 5'10", 180. From Cordova, Tennessee. And a swing and a miss, in for strike 1. 1 strike pitch coming to Evans. 2 outs, nobody out, nobody on. And the pitch from Sweeney. And in the dirt, gets away from Crotty. Nothing going on.
Oops.
2-1 pitch now coming from Sweeney. After that ball went down in the dirt. Hammonds in the last game, in the first game of the night, went 1 for 3 with 1 run and 1 RBI and 1 walk. And takes that one in for strike 2. Sweeney now has an even count at 2-2. Sweeney steps on the mound with a 2-2 count. Nobody on. Top of the first. Sweeney, the 2-2 pitch. And got him. And Sweeney, after allowing a leadoff single, gets out of that with a double play and a strikeout. And we head to the bottom of the first. Your Chinooks look to put the first runs on the board as we head to the bottom half of the first. 0-0 was the ball game. Bottom of the first here, as the Chinooks come to the plate, leading things off is Mike Capriz, followed by Jeremy Johnson in the 2 spot. Batting third and DH is Justin Gomez, and the cleanup hole is the Aussie, Brandon Mitchie playing second. Batting fifth and playing short is Aaron Shackelford. In the squat tonight is Alex Crotty batting sixth. Batting seventh and playing first, Hayden Mixon. Playing the hot corner third base and batting eighth is Alex Schmitz, and Levi Gilcrease playing center will round things out in the 9 hole. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Prees. On the mound for the Miners after throwing his first pitch strike is Calvin LeBrun, the left-hander out of Gonzaga University. And the 0-1 pitch to Prees. And that one smoked to first. Good play out there by Benefield. Benefield going to race to the bag and just get ahead of Prees as Prees was going down that line fast. LeBrun, 2-2 so far in the season. 2 wins, 2 losses with a 2.45 ERA. In 5 games, and 2 of those being starts, 18 1/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, gave up 1 walk this season, and has allowed 16 hits. Just finished up his junior year. A native of Phoenix, Arizona. One of the best cities in the country. Might be biased. But
Well,
still.
I mean, I'd have to agree.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And the appeal to the first base umpire, going to say Johnson went for a first pitch strike. Phoenix, I have to say, is one of the best sports towns, though, especially when you go downtown. I mean, you got Chase Field for the Diamondbacks right across from the Suns basketball arena. Great atmosphere down there. That one's high for ball 1 to Johnson. Johnson ultimately wasn't enough, but ripped a 2 RBI triple to give the Chinooks a 3-1 lead. Johnson has been very critical in the Chinooks' success. Now faces a 1-1 pitch and a swing and a miss down 1-2. LeBrun last pitched June 21st in a 4-0 loss to the Bucks. Went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 9 hits, and struck out 3. So he'll definitely be looking for a different tune this game, while the Chinooks are hoping to get under his skin here. And Johnson fouls that one out of play to keep this count where it's at 1-2.
And that bubble sponsored by friends at Dan Sattler.
1-2 pitch coming up to Jeremy Johnson. LeBrun is throwing from the left side. Winds and deals. And Johnson Puts that on the ground, and that is stopped up by Chinooks at second. Chinooks the throw to first, and that's through Bitterfield to Johnson. Thought about going to second, but stays at first. Chinooks over there at second made a great play to keep that in, but ultimately couldn't get the throw in time, and Bitterfield not able to keep that in front of him. But Johnson turned, thought about second for a moment, but stayed at first anyway. And now with a runner on first. And one out, Justin Gomez. In this 0-0 ball game here against Calvin LeBrun. Jeremy Johnson on first. And throw back over to first. In time. Excuse me, not in time, as Johnson is in time. And the slide back safely. First pitch to Gomez. Gomez takes that one in low for ball one. LeBrun looks in, 1-0 pitch coming up. Throw back over to Johnson. He's good. One 0 pitch to Gomez. And Johnson was running for a moment. And that one's good for strike one. One pitch, runner on first. One away, bottom half of the first. Justin Gomez up, 1-1 pitch. And LeBrun going to throw it to first again, Bitterfield. And the balk is going to be called on LeBrun, and Gomez is now going to have a runner on second as Johnson going to stroll right on to second. And now the Chinooks have a runner on second with one away. And we'll see here if Gomez can bring him across.
And it looks like now head coach Ben Taylor are going to have a chat with the first base umpire. Obviously, didn't really agree with the call, but it seemed to be very brief.
Maybe just ask him what he had for dinner.
Maybe.
There's been a lot of balks called I've seen in this season so far. A
There
lot more
have
than
been.
normal.
Sometimes I guess it's just all on what angle the umpire's at. Sometimes you
true.
can see better. I mean, he was all the way on the first base line and called it from there, which was a little bit interesting. Typically, that's not the umpire that calls the balk. It's usually the one standing right behind him.
And Gomez rips that out to short, over the shortstop's head. And that's hitting through to center. And Johnson going to be held up at third. And the Chinooks going to have runners on the corners with one away. Johnson had to hold up there as the shortstop, Austin Dennis, leapt for it and was just an inch or two away from that. And as that was a line drive, Johnson was not going right on contact. But now Brandon Mitchie is going to come to the plate with runners on the corners and one out. And this is a good sign to see, at least for the Chinooks. I mean, after they lose in a really just not a good way to lose, they kind of gave the win away. It's good to see at least the bats are not sulking here. The momentum is still there, and they can build that up. Brandon Mitchie looking to bring home a run here. Calvin LeBrun steps on the mound. A little bit shaken possibly after a balk and then a single. Now faces runners on the corners in the bottom of the first with only one out for Brandon Mitchie, the Australian. Second baseman, LeBrun, the pitch, and a swing and a miss on a good slider by LeBrun. Puts Mitchie down 0-1. Jeremy Johnson on third after singling. Getting a second on a balk and coming over to third on Justin Gomez's single, who stands at first. And Brandon Mitchie in the batter's box. LeBrun sets, throws the 0-1 pitch. And that's outside ball one. Beautiful weather tonight for baseball here on this July 4th evening.
Absolutely. The sun's come out for the first time this week. It's been great.
A nice 62 degrees. A few clouds, but the sun actually came out at the end of that game as Mitchie swings and misses for strike two. I mean, coming back from Kenai where the game got rained out, anything other than rain is going to be beautiful in my eyes.
Absolutely.
1-2 pitch from Mitchie at the plate with one away. Runners on the corners. Good speed at third. So if Mitchie can get this ball in the outfield, Johnson's going to have the green light most likely. LeBrun sets the 1-2 pitch coming up. And that one hangs outside ball two. Good eye by Mitchie. After seeing that same pitch twice before, laid off on that one.
Mitchie just staying patient quality we talked about last game.
Mitchie
Hopefully it
very
pays off
patient
for him here.
Let's see if that patience pays off. Like Ryan said, 2-2 pitch coming from LeBrun. And Mitchie pops that up. And that's going to be good for Brandon Chinea at second. Chinea going to call that one and put that away. Out number 2. And now with 2 outs, Aaron Shackelford to the plate with runners on the corners in this 0-0 ball game, bottom of the first.
Number 8, Aaron Shackelford.
Shackelford digs in, hitting from the left side, facing an opposing pitcher, throwing from the left side. Battle of lefties here with runners on first and third, 2 outs. As the Chinooks look to crack on the scoreboard first. LeBrun, the pitch, and Shackelford takes that one inside for strike 1. And you want to talk about a guy who waits for his pitch. Shackelford not afraid of just waiting out the pitcher so he can strike on one. LeBrun sets with the 0-1 pitch coming on its way. That one's outside, ball 1. One pitch. Outside and low ball 2. Shackelford is not a hitter you want to have to hang a fastball over the plate for. So we'll see here if Shackelford can take advantage of LeBrun being behind in the count on the mound. Johnson takes the lead off third. Gomez takes the lead off first. LeBrun sets. Shackelford gets ready at the plate. 2-1 pitch, 2 outs, bottom of the first, 0-0 ball game. And a swing and a miss by Shackelford. You can tell Shackelford, right when he swung it, wish he had that one back. 2-2 count now. Two even count. 2 outs, bottom of the first. LeBrun looking to get out of this inning with no runs to his name. LeBrun gets the call from Zach Sharpley as catcher. 2-2 pitch, delivers. And that one is on the outside corner for strike 3. Shackelford does not agree with the call, but he's going to walk back to the dugout anyway. We're through 1. 1 hit apiece for each team, but no runs for either squad. We head to the top of the second as the Miners come to the plate. We'll be back. Top of the second here, 0-0 ball game. Nick Brooks up to lead things off for the Miners. Facing Daniel Sweeney, the Chinook right-hander on the mound. And the first pitch is inside for ball 1. In the field tonight for your Chinooks, Behind the squat and catching is Alex Crotty. Playing first base, Hayden Mixon. Playing second base, Brandon Mitchie. Playing the hot corner third base is Alex Schmitz. Shortstop, Aaron Shackelford. Left field, we have Jeremy Johnson. Center field, Levi Gilcrease. And right field, Mike Capriz. And like I said, Daniel Sweeney on the mound with a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Brooks for good for strike one. 1-1 pitch now from the East Tennessee State right-hander. One pitch. And another swing and a miss and a beautiful breaking ball. Puts Sweeney up in this count, 1-2. Brooks steps back in the plate. 1-2 count coming his way. Sweeney winds and throws. That's down in the dirt. Brooks did not bite on that ball low. 2-2 count now. Brooks again steps back in the plate. 2-2 pitch coming from Sweeney on the mound. Sweeney throws 2-2. And on the outside corner, but that hangs outside for ball three. Sweeney, 3-2 pitch, nobody out, top of the second. Nick Brooks at the plate. And Brooks lines that one in the center, and that's going to be a leadoff base runner here for the Miners. As that ball is absolutely crushed up the middle. With the runner on first now, Blake Benefield, and you want to talk about power. Well, this guy has it, league leader in homers with 6, and the next guy is actually the guy who just saw Nick Brooks at just 3. And so, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who can put one over the wall. This is it. 24 RBIs also. That's 5 ahead of the next guy in second place with 19. Benefield is 24. As Sweeney misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch coming to the powerful Blake Benefield from Middle Tennessee. Teammate Nick Brooks on first. Nobody out, top of the second. Sweeney looks over to first. Sets on the mound, 1-0 pitch. And that one's chopped over to Schmitz. Schmitz fields that one, and no, it goes past his glove. And Schmitz not able to field that as that took a skip up. And after an error, Benefield is going to reach base. As that's an error on the third baseman, Alex Schmitz. Runners on first and second now, nobody out. Alex Crotty going to come out from his perch behind the plate to have a word with his right-hander, calm things down here, tell him, hey, I got your back. Let's throw some strikes. Let's get these guys out of here. Austin Dennis now, the shortstop, steps to the plate with runners on first and second. Prime RBI opportunity for the Miners here. Daniel Sweeney would love a ground ball here. First pitch to Dennis. And Dennis smokes that up the middle. Shackelford has to dive, but it's through and into center field. Brooks is going to be held up at third as Gilcrease out there in center field. It looked like Ben Taylor was ready to roll him, and then he saw who picked up the ball out in the center. But now, no matter what, Chinooks going to have to work with bases loaded. Nobody out after that first pitch swingle by Dennis. Nobody out, bases loaded for the powerful Spencer Henson. And he's a big boy at the plate.
Absolutely. Definitely has some size to him.
Huh. That's an understatement. 6'1", 230. For comparison, we have a 6'7" Scott Smith who only weighs 235. So this guy packs a lot of power as he takes that one in there, strike one. Henson actually teammates with our third baseman, Alex Schmitz. Both attend Oral Roberts University. They were talking pregame, having some laughs. A few teammates in the Alaska Baseball League from different teams. Fun to see, fun to talk to them about what they talk about is Henson. Bows that one. The Chinooks have actually seen Henson on the mound. He actually faced his teammate Alex Schmitz one time. That was fun to watch and fun to talk about. But now Henson has to focus on his at-bat here. Down 0-2 in the DH hole. Nick Brooks at third, Blake Benefield at second, and Austin Dennis at first, and nobody out. 0-2 pitch coming to Henson. Sweeney throws. And that one just chopped foul over the right field wall. 0-2 pitch coming again from Sweeney. And again, I mentioned this in the first game. This game only goes 7 innings. In the last game, the first 5, we were strolling. In the last 2, didn't help that the Miners were scoring runs at a slow pace. Well, that was a little slower pace the last 2 innings. 0-2 pitch from Sweeney. And that one's roped up to the middle, and Gilcrease is going to let that one fall in front of him. And throw over to third is not in time. Run scores. And still bases loaded, nobody out as Spencer Henson, the 6'1" DH, lines that in the center. And Nick Brooks come across the score here. And this is dangerous time here for the Chinooks as the Miners, already with a 1-0 lead, bases loaded, nobody out, have a chance to crack this game wide open. And we talked about it in game 1, Ryan, but you really have to be careful about how you use your bullpen here because you already used some arms in the first game, so I assume those guys can't pitch tomorrow. And you want your starter here. I mean, it's only 7 innings, but you can't be pulled before the 4th, I'd assume.
Yeah, you definitely have to save your pitching here, especially because it's a doubleheader, and you don't want to burn too much here.
And Sharpley fouls that one down the right field line.
You have to try and conserve as many pitch arms as you can because you still got a game tomorrow.
A 1 pitch from Sweeney to Zach Sharpley, the Miners catcher. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 run across already for the Miners. And Sharpley just gets some contact on that and fouls that away. 0-2 hole now. Speaking of tomorrow, the Chinooks host the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. It's been a while since we faced those Pilots. That'll be a good game tomorrow at 7 p.m. here at Lee Jordan Field. But right now, we're focused on this affair. Bases loaded, nobody out. 0-2 pitch. 1-0 lead for the Miners. Sweeney throws. And that one's grounded foul down the third base line. Sharpley from University of Southern California. So the Trojan hero will try to line one out somewhere in the outfield, but right now faces an 0-2 hole from Daniel Sweeney, the East Tennessee State right-hander. Sweeney looks over, throws, down low, ball 1. One-two pitch coming from Sweeney. Zach Sharpley in the batter's box. The 1-2 pitch. Down low again, 2-2. And this is where we saw the Chinooks really fall into some danger. Those bases loaded walks. It happened 3 times in the first game of this doubleheader. 2-2 pitch from Sweeney. And that is outside, and Sharpley has worked his way from an 0-2 hole to a 3-2 full count. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1-0 lead for the Miners. Top of the second, Zach Sharpley at the plate. Daniel Sweeney on the mound. Sweeney, 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. And the Miners, almost as if a continuation from last game, walks in a run, 2-0 lead, and still nobody out. And this is when it gets dangerous if you're the Chinooks. As it looks like the bullpen for the Chinooks, maybe not warming up yet, but they're doing some chirping and doing some standing over there. And with bases loaded, nobody out, 2 runs already across. Would not be surprised to see some warming up going on. Sweeney throws that one outside, ball 1 to Brandon Chinea, the Miner second baseman. Top of the order on deck. And that's really when it gets dangerous, is the top of the order for these Miners can do some damage. But right now, Sweeney is focused on Chinea and Chinea only. 1-0 pitch. And Chinea skies that high in the air. That's playable. Gilcrease in center. He's going to get that one in the throw home. The throw over to third. Instead, as the run does score. Austin Dennis, that is, coming across the score. 3-0 lead now for the Miners. As Chinea, the 9-hole, does his job and gets the sac fly. And now Quinn Cotton, who singled to begin this game an inning ago, comes to the plate now with One away and runners on first and second. 3 runs already for his minor team. And we got some throwing now in the Chinook bullpen. That one hangs high, ball 1. Sweeney sets the 1-0 pitch. And Cotton fouls that away to even up to count 1-1.
And that foul ball sponsored by Friendship and Settler.
Cotton steps back in. 1-1 count awaiting him here from Daniel Sweeney on the mound. Sweeney sets with a 1-1 pitch. And Cotton hits that the opposite way, but that ball is going to track foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by
1-2 hole now for the GCU right fielder. In other Alaska Baseball League news, the Anchorage Bucks up 3-2 over the Anchorage Glacier Pilots on the top of the 4th. As we'll keep an eye on that game and keep you guys updated as much as possible. Sweeney now with the 1-2 count. Throwing to Cotton. That one in there for strike 3. That's out number 2 here in the top of the second.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number 21, Elijah McNamee.
Elijah McNamee now stepping to the plate. Runners on first and second. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play in his first batting affair in the top of the first. Hoping for a different tune this at-bat. Has a chance to bring in a run. Spencer Henson stands at second. Sweeney, first pitch strike in. 0-1 count. Sweeney, 2 outs, 0-1 pitch. Runners on first and second. 3 runs across for the Miners. This top half of the second, the 0-1 pitch from Sweeney. Down low for ball 1. McNamee steps back in. Henson takes his lead off second. Sharpley takes his lead off first. 1-1 pitch. And that one drops in off a beautiful breaking ball for strike 2. Sweeney now ahead 1-2. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. This next pitch will be Sweeney's 40th. 1-2 pitch, 2 outs, top of the second. Sweeney kicks and deals. And just hangs inside a tad to even up the count 2-2. Sweeney looks in, gets the signs from Alex Karate, the catcher. Sets for the 2-2 pitch on its way. Sweeney throws. That one's chopped foul down the right field line. And we'll do it again. Two pitch coming from Sweeney. Inside, ball 3. Full count pitch on its way from Sweeney on the mound. With Elijah McNamee, the Miner left fielder at the plate. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. 3-0 lead for the Miners. 3-2 pitch on its way from the East Tennessee State Chinook. Sweeney sets the 3-2 pitch. And that one hits him. And the Miners going to have bases loaded now with 2 away. And you want to talk about fun. Spencer Henson now stands at third. And playing third base is his teammate, Alex Schmitz. They're having some words with each other. Talking about their experiences up here. That's one of the good things to see, and one of the fun things to see in this league is everybody's up here. Yeah, you want to win. Yeah, you want to do well. But ultimately, everyone's here for one reason only, and that's to get better at this game we call baseball. As Justin Ammons now, speaking of doing well at the game, Justin Ammons has been one of those put it on display. Comes in with 2 outs, bases loaded in the top half of the second for the Miners. The pitch to Ammons, and Ammons, first pitch swinging. Lines that foul to the Chinook bullpen. 0-1 count early. A 1 pitch coming from Sweeney. That one's in there for strike 2, and Sweeney up ahead in this count. 0-2 in the driver's seat on the mound. As Justin Ammons looks to protect here with bases loaded. 3 runs across already for the Miners to give them a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second. Sweeney, 1 strike away from getting out of that, keeping it just at 3. Sweeney sets the 0-2 pitch with bases loaded and 2 outs. That one's down low. Good job by Crotty to keep that ball from skipping under his legs there. 1-2 count. Chinook bullpen has calmed down a little bit now. Nobody up and throwing, but some light stretching. But Sweeney will like to keep them at bay for at least an inning or 2. 1-2 pitch from Sweeney to Justin Ammons at the plate, 2 outs. And Ammons gets some contact on that. Send that away, foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by Discovery Cove Recovery and Wellness Center.
1-2 pitch again coming from Sweeney. Spencer Henson on third. Zach Sharpley on second. And Elisha McNamee on first. And 2 outs, top of the second. 1-2 count to the University of Tennessee center fielder Justin Ammons. Sweeney sets and throws. That one's chopped to Shackelford. It's short. Shackelford feels that and just going to step on second. That's out number 3. The Miners score 3 on 3 hits. And we head to the bottom of the second. Chinooks down 3-0. We'll be back. Bottom of the second here, Chinooks down 3. As the Miners were able to put 3 on the board in the top half of the inning. Alex Crotty to start things off. That one misses outside and low for ball 1. Crotty from Mercer University catching tonight. Then at playing game 1 of this doubleheader. 1-0 count. Crotty takes that one good, or strike 1. Crotty comes into this game hitting 184 with 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. Past few games have been really feeling hot in the batter's box, and now has a 1-1 count on its way from LeBrun on the mound. And Crotty, and right when he swung that, he probably wished he had that back. Not a confident swing there to be down 1-2.
Seemed to be a few of those coming from the Chinook hitters today, just not swinging through a pitch.
And that's what it looks like, is LeBrun not really overpowering with speed, but he has good breaking on his pitches.
Yeah, good breaking, good control.
As there's another one. As Crotty has a chance to get on first. Sharpley going to throw from the catcher spot, and Crotty able to hustle that out. Crotty actually thought that ball was caught, so he's ready to walk back to the dugout. His team's in Actually, it was probably all the Chinook fans telling him, run, run, run. And he now stands on first, Crotty. And it was on display there. LeBron just able to, it looked like a cutter on the inside. And Crotty had no choice but to swing. And luckily for him, sharply behind the plate, couldn't control it. And now, Crotty stands on first after that drop third strike. And that one by Hayden Mixon chopped to Chinea at second. Chinea flips over to Dennis, but Dennis at short can't control that. And the Chinooks, after an error, well, it's been a wild inning so far. Drop third strike to get on base. Mixon thought about a double play probably. Shortstop can't control that. And now runners on first and second. Nobody out. And now Alex Schmitz, the third baseman, as the pitching coach, Matt Greeley, for the Miners, going to go have a word with his left-hander. I mean, Ryan, what do you say? Keep throwing what you're doing?
I mean, maybe he wants to know what they want for dinner tonight, or they're just going to talk about, would you rather wear the yellow socks tomorrow or the green socks?
That's true. LeBron, he's done everything right.
I mean, he's done his job. This is the defense behind him.
Got to strike out and got a ground ball the next guy. And now this meeting's going a little long. And after that pitching meeting, led by Matt Greeley, the Miners pitching coach, LeBron, after he's still throwing good. I mean, he got a drop third strike. He struck the Crotty out, who now stands at second, but sharply had trouble controlling that ball. Now faces Schmitz with nobody out and runner on first and second. And Schmitz had the bunt down, but that one's low for ball one. But I guess if you're Greeley, you're telling LeBron, keep throwing what you're doing. Infield, do a better job. I bet he didn't say it that cruelly.
No, I wouldn't imagine that. Probably just like, hey, you're doing a good job. Let's refocus here and got to get gloves on balls.
1-0 pitch now coming to the Chinook third baseman. And Schmitz fouls that one to the backstop. 1-1 to count. On deck is Levi Gilcrease, who had 2 singles in the first game, so he's feeling well. It's funny, actually, to see how opposing coaches react. Nobody wants to run anymore on Gilcrease.
No, that it's
smart.
They've found that Gilcrease has a bit of a cannon for an arm.
That's an understatement, I would say.
And it's only a matter of time before someone makes the fatal error to try and outrun it, and he could definitely do some damage.
As that has been on display in this season, and it's funny to see head coaches, they see Gilcrease, the one throwing it, and they say, no, stay at third. And that's been fun to watch. 1-1 pitch coming from LeBron. Schmitz watches that one come in low, ball 2. And if you're Schmitz, just be patient, wait for your pitch here. No rush, nobody out, runners on first and second. Make LeBron throw to you, not the other way around. 2-1 pitch, LeBron sets. Crotty on second, Mixon at first. Infield, at least the corners are in. And that one's low for ball 3. And again, if you're Schmitz, wait for your pitch. We got all the time in the world.
Yeah, at this point, it's just sit and wait for it. There's no need to, if he throws you a strike, great, but wait on it, see what you can get.
Down 3 early, got to take anything you can. 3-1 pitch, hitters count to Schmitz, nobody out, runners on first and second. 3-0 lead for the Miners, and Schmitz is swinging a miss for strike 2 on what looked like could have been ball 4. Now Schmitz restraps his batting gloves, steps back in with a full count. LeBron looks in. 3-2 pitch coming to Schmitz, nobody out, runners on first and second. The pitch to Schmitz. And that one's chopped foul to the Miner dugout. And we'll do that 3-2 pitch again. LeBron steps on the mound. Another 3-2 pitch incoming. Crotty takes lead off second. Mixon takes lead off first. The infield is backed up to regular depth. LeBron sets with a full count and delivers. And Schmitz hits that to Chinea at second. Chinea steps on the bag himself to throw it to first, and that is in time as Crotty comes over to third, but the Miners get the double play anyway. And now, instead of first and second, nobody out, we have a runner on third with 2 outs.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 10, Levi Gilcrease.
Levi Gilcrease up to the plate, trying to put that run 90 feet away in the score sheet here. 2 outs. LeBron looks in. Gilcrease, a very aggressive hitter out there. Look to pounce. And first pitch swinging. Hits right to Dennis. Dennis, the thrower to first, and in time. And that is out number 3. We're through 2. The Chinooks get it. 2 runners on, but can't score. We head to the top of the third. 3-0 lead for the Chinooks. We'll be back. Top of the third now. Nick Brooks to lead things off. He singled and came around to score. And he takes that one in there for strike number 1. Sweeney, the 0-1 pitch coming to Brooks. 3-0 lead for the Miners. In the top half of the third, Sweeney, the 0-1 pitch. And Brooks thought about it for a moment, but held off. Good choice. 1-1 count now. The sun coming out now here in Chugiak, Alaska. And hopefully with the sun, the bats come out for the Chinooks. 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Nice pitch from Sweeney. Up ahead in the driver's seat on the mound, 1-2. Sweeney, the 1-2 pitch. And that one's chopped foul off Brooks' foot. Brooks steps back in the plate. Sweeney on the mound. 1-2 pitch, nobody out, top of the third. That one's down low, ball 2. Sweeney, the 2-2 pitch. That one's over to Schmitz, and Schmitz puts that away after a line drive to third. That is out number 1 here in the top of the third. Blake Benefield now reached on an error in his last at-bat and came around to score. Steps to the plate with 1 away. Like I mentioned earlier, Benefield, 6 home runs in this league. Good for the league leader in that category by 3. And he takes that one outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch. And that one's chopped. And that's over Schmitz's head, and that's going to go in the left field corner. Benefield going to round first and steamroll into second. And Benefield slides in safely. And the Miners have a 1-out double. And now with a runner on second, Austin Dennis.
Batting for the Miners, number 4, Austin Dennis.
The shortstop comes to the plate. Had a single in the second. And came around to score as well. It's now with 1 out. A runner on second has a chance to increase this 3-0 lead to 4 with the 1 swing of the bat for the Miners. Sweeney stepped off the mound, takes a breather. Sweeney, the pitch to Dennis. That one's in the dirt. Good job by Karate to get in front of that one. 1-0 pitch coming from Sweeney. Benefield takes his lead off second. 1 out, top of the third. Dennis stands in the batter's box, awaiting the pitch from Sweeney. And that one's good for strike 1. Good pitch by Sweeney to get ahead. Sweeney gets a sign from Crotty. 1-1 pitch. Runner on second. 1 away. Top of the third. And that one smoked out to right center. Prees going to give chase and right. Going to call that one off and put that away for out number 2. Spencer Henson now, who singled home an RBI and was left on base in his last at-bat in the second. Coming to the plate with another RBI opportunity. This time it comes with 2 outs and a runner just on second. In the top of the third, 3-0 lead for the Miners. Sweeney looks in, 2-out pitch. And Henson thought about it, laid off. They appeal to first base, and the umpire down there going to say he did not for ball 1. One-0 pitch coming to Henson. Sweeney, the pitch, and Henson takes that one up high for strike 1. Benefield stands at second. Sweeney on the mound, Henson at the plate. And a 1-1 count coming from the Chinook right-hander. 2 outs, 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Good job by Sweeney to get ahead there in the driver's seat. 1 and 2, 2 outs, top of the third. Looking to keep this game right where it's at, and that's a 3-run deficit. Sweeney. 1-2 pitch. And the throw. Outside and low, ball 2. Sweeney looks in again, 2-0 pitch. Sweeney. 2-2 pitch on its way. And that one's down and inside and low. Full count now. to the Oral Roberts designated hitter, Spencer Henson, with a runner on second, 2 away in the top half of the third. Sweeney, full count pitch, sets, throws, and Henson fouls that out of play, and we'll do that strike. Full count again. Benefield takes the lead off second. Henson takes back in the batter's box. 3-2 pitch again coming from Sweeney. Infield, the regular depth. Same with the outfield. Sweeney, the 3-2 pitch. And that one's chopped to Shackelford at short. Shackelford and has trouble fielding that one. Shackelford with an error on that, and now runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Batting for the Miners, number 14, Zach Sharpley.
Zach Sharpley now with runners on the corners. Walked and brought home an RBI in his last at bat. Steps to the plate with runners on the corners, and another chance to add to that RBI total. With 2 outs in the top of the third, Sweeney looks in. Down and outside, ball 1. Sweeney not in command as he usually is on the mound. One 0 pitch from Sweeney. And that one's chopped to Shackelford at short. Shackelford fields that and throws over to first. And a quick memory by the shortstop. Fields that one cleanly this time and gets the Chinooks out of this inning. We head to the bottom of the third. The Chinooks down 3-0. We'll be back. Bottom of the third here. Chinooks down 3-0. Micah Priest to lead things off for the Chinooks, hoping to start something here to get on its way back to tie this game and eventually take the lead. And LeBron puts that breaking ball in there for strike 1. Priest flew out to the first baseman his first at bat in the bottom half of the first. 0-1 pitch coming in from LeBron now. Down low, ball 1. One pitch. And Priest ropes that down, foul down the right field line. One-two pitch coming from LeBron to Micah Priest at the plate. And Priest thought about it, but held off, and that's good for ball 2.
Once again, a pretty interesting strike zone for the umpires.
Back-to-back games here. I was talking in between games, a very strict strike zone, too. And Pre swings and misses there for out number 1. We saw in the first game, the umpire, I mean, there were just some pitches where I thought, that's a pitcher strike at least. And it wasn't called. I mean, there was a time, and ultimately it's history now, but Chinooks were up 3-1 in the top of the 6th. Tyler Weekly had a 2-strike pitch. That should have been strike 3. And now, Miners head coach having some words with the first base umpire. And Ryan, we haven't really seen a confrontations like that since the Pilots head coach. Is Ben Taylor known for that or what?
Not well. He can be. He is a very fiery personality, but he knows when to rein it in.
Johnson pulls that bunt back for strike 1.
I guess what was going on was the Miners dugout is a very lively dugout. They do like to chirp just a little bit, but it's all in good sport, and there's not a whole lot that they can do. And the first base umpire obviously had enough of it. Johnson fouls that back to the backstop, and I guess the umpire was fed up with it, and head coach Ben Taylor was not having it. And he goes, "What are you telling my boys to do that they can't cheer on their team?" And I guess that's the end of that conversation.
And now, the 0-2 pitch from LeBron outside for ball 1. Well, hopefully Ben Taylor and the rest of the Miners can keep it calm down there. 1-2 pitch from LeBron, who's talking about being calm on the mound. He's putting that display on right now. 1-2 pitch to Jeremy Johnson. Johnson pops that one up, and that's going to be called by the first baseman, Blake Benefield. And that is out number 2.
At the plate, for your Chinooks, number 25, Justin Gomez.
Justin Gomez now to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Chinooks down 3-0. Calvin LeBron on the mound. 2-out pitch. And that one outside ball 1. Not only are they strict, they're interesting strike zones to watch too.
Absolutely. Some are just outside, some are way inside, some are low, some are high. I mean, there's not really the same.
And Gomez smokes that down to right field, and that ball is off the bottom of the wall. That's going to be extra bases. Gomez is going to stop at second. And the Chinooks now have a 2-out double as Gomez ripped that one over the right fielder's head, Quinn Cotton. And that ball just died at the bottom of the fence. Didn't get much air under that one, but he just lined that, and it kept going. And now Chinooks have a runner on second with 2 outs for Brandon Mitchie. And for back-to-back innings here, the Chinooks will look to take advantage. LeBron sets, runner on second. Gomez taking a rather large lead over there. And that one is in for strike 1. Brandon Mitchie at the plate. Gomez being aggressive over there on the base pass. LeBron looks in, 0-1 pitch, sets on the mound. And throws. That one's down low. Good job by Sharpley to keep that in front of him. One pitch on its way to Mitchie. Gomez takes his lead off second. LeBron gets a sign from his catcher, Zach Sharpley. Sets on the mound. 1-1 pitch coming. Mitchie takes that one inside for ball 2. LeBron steps on the mound with a 2-1 pitch on its way. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Runner on second for the Chinooks after Gomez doubled in a deep right field to get a base runner on with 2 outs. Mitchie looking to take advantage of that. LeBron steps off. Gets a sign from Sharpley again. Aaron Shackelford digs in on deck, hoping to hit here in this inning. Sporting the US of A arm sleeve. 2-1 pitch from LeBrun. And Mitchie takes that one right down the pipe for strike 2. LeBrun sets 2-2 pitch. And LeBrun looks back over to Gomez at second as Gomez trots back in safely. Gomez being more aggressive than usual out there on the base paths. We'll see if that comes back to help or hurt him. But nonetheless, Mitchie stands in with a runner on second, 2-2 pitch, 2 outs, bottom of the third. LeBrun steps on the mound, sporting a 3-0 lead for his team Miners. And Mitchie, a swing and a miss, sharply holds on to that, tags Mitchie, and we're through 3. We head to the top of the 4th. The Miners lead 3-0. We'll be back. Top of the 4th here as Brandon Chinea lays down a first pitch bunt foul. Good for strike 1. Daniel Sweeney back on the mound again. 3-0 lead. Chinea steps back in after fouling that bunt. Infield will be on red alert here. Sweeney, the 0-1 pitch. Chinea rifles that in left field for a leadoff single. As Chinea was all over that breaking ball from Sweeney. Runner on first now, nobody out. Quinn Cotton stepping to the plate, the leadoff hitter for the Miners.
At the plate for the Miners, number 9, Quinn Cotton.
Sweeney checks over to Chinea at first. Chinea takes a large lead, throw to Cotton. That one's down for ball 1. Sweeney steps back on the mound. Cotton takes his orders from Ben Taylor, the head coach and coaching third tonight. Chinea takes his lead off first. Cotton digs into the batter's box. Sweeney, the 1-0 pitch from the mound. And Cotton fouls that to the backstop with a strike 1 of the at-bat. Cotton digs back in. 1-1 pitch on its way. The Miners, top of the order, does a lot of damage. So Sweeney will look to get as many outs as possible before the middle of the order. That one on the outside just hangs out a little bit according to the umpire for ball 2. Like Ryan and I have been talking about, these umpires, especially this crew tonight, been sticking to their guns. And now obviously we'll respect the umpire and can understand what a strict strike zone, but it comes to the point where you don't understand it. That's when it gets a little frustrating for these pitchers. Is Cotton sends that out to right field, headed towards foul. Mike Capri is going to give chase, but ultimately runs out of real estate out there. And that's going to even up the count 2-2. Cotton digs in for the Miners, waiting a 2-2 pitch from Daniel Sweeney, the Chinook right-hander, with nobody out. Top of the 4th, runner on first. And the pitch to Quinn Cotton. That one comes inside, hits him, and now Daniel Sweeney out there. You can just see it. Not happy. Right when he hit him, you could just tell he was frustrated. Thought he had him, missed it. And now with that hit by pitch, runners on first and second, nobody out. The Chinooks going to get a right-hander. I believe that to be Aiden Stout out there. And he's going to start getting warm again. And if you're the Chinooks, just got to keep a level head. I mean, as we saw on Saturday, this offense can put out runs in a hurry. So they are not out of the woods yet, are the Miners. But now with runners on first and second, nobody out, and already a 3-0 lead, it's crunch time here for the Chinooks to keep them at least mentally in this game. I think it's the best way to put it.
Absolutely. Anytime you can just stay mentally focused in a game, it's always going to be to your benefit.
As losing the game one like we did when you were up 3-2 heading into the 7th, and yeah, the Miners are the ones that take those pitches for ball 4s and stuff like that, but just the fashion you lost, it was good to see the bats come alive, but hopefully just everything else can stay alive. And that ball is ripped down left field, and that's going to be a fair ball for McNamee. And Chinea is going to score, and Cotton is going to stay at third, and the Miners now up 4. And now, 4-0 lead for the Miners. Quinn Cotton at third, Elijah McNamee at second, and Justin Ammons up to the plate for the Miners here. Infield now has to come in to prevent any more runs from coming in to score. Sweeney looks in, nobody out, runners on second and third, 4-0 lead for the Miners here. That one. This is down for ball 1, and Sweeney wondering where he's missing. As we just passed the 9 o'clock hour here, the sun's still fully in force. Here at the top of the 4th, 4-0 lead for the Miners. Justin Ammons at the plate, runners on second and third, Chinook infield in. Sweeney, the 1-0 pitch. And Ammons pops that one up. Gilcrease out there in center is going to be on that one. Cotton at third is going to thought about coming in. Oh, man. Gilcrease. Just a dart of a throw. And Ben Taylor showing off why he did not send Quinn Cotton, as Gilcrease makes him look good there.
It'd be a very foolish decision to attempt the move there.
No question about that. And now Nick Brooks to the plate. Singled in the second and came around to score. With runners on second and third, 1 away, top of the 4th, 4-0 lead for the Miners after Justin Ammons popped out to center. And Sweeney now 2 outs away from getting out of this inning. Pitch to Brooks. And they have a strike 1. A 1 pitch, inside and low, ball 1. 1-1 pitch now coming from Sweeney. Runners on second, third, one away here for the Chinooks. Throwing in Nick Brooks, who stands in. 1-1 pitch with one out. Outside for ball 2. Sweeney, 82 pitches through 3 1/3. That pitch count's gone up fast. A lot of long at-bats, a lot of long innings. And we're only in the top of the 4th. 2-1 pitch from Sweeney. And Brooks pops that up, but sails foul for strike 2. 2-2 pitch now as Brooks steps out, spits on his batting gloves, gets better grip, and steps back into the plate, hoping to put some more runs on the board for the Miners with one swing of the bat. As Quinn Cotton stands on third, and Elijah McNamee stands on second. 4-0 lead for the Miners, top half of the 4th, 2-2 pitch. That one's chopped foul down the third base line to keep this count where it's at, 2-2. Two pitch from Sweeney once again. That one. Breaking ball as Brooks fouls to the backstop. And again, a 2-2 pitch will be coming. And Ryan, it's games like this where not much to talk about, is there?
Not a whole lot. I mean, we could discuss what's going wrong, but
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of fun in that.
And so hopefully the Chinooks can spark some offense, but right now we still need 2 outs to head to the offensive side. 2-2 pitch again coming from Sweeney. Runners on second and third as Sweeney steps off. Breathes, refocuses here. Nick Brooks steps in, the big hitting third baseman. Second in the league in home runs with 3. 2-2 pitch from Sweeney, one away, top of the 4th, 4-0 lead for the Miners. And Brooks, a big swing and a miss. As Crotty going to have to throw it to first as Mixon applies the tag down at first. And now Blake Benefield, who doubled in the 3rd inning, got on base in the 2nd due to an error by the 3rd baseman Alex Schmitz and came around to score. He steps to the plate with 2 outs and runners on second and third. Infield now rolls back to regular depth as any ground ball will be headed to the first baseman's direction. And that one is fouled off the catcher's mask. Strike 1 by Benefield. In other Alaska Baseball League news, I said to keep you updated, the Bucks now lead the Pilots 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. As that game has some effects. And obviously, every game does, but in terms of immediate responses to standings, if the Bucks keep this game, keeps the lead, and the Chinooks, and this results hold in our game here, the Chinooks will remain tied for 3rd. As Sweeney misses down for ball 1. And Ryan, we'll see it in the standings. I mean, the Miners and the Bucks starting to pull away from the pack.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit unfortunate for everyone else behind the Bucks and the Miners. Ultimately, just a clash between 2 Titans instead of 4 or 5.
1-1 pitch from Sweeney, and that one's popped up foul to get ahead of this count 1-2.
341.
1-2 pitch coming to Benefield. 2 outs, top of the 4th. 4-0 lead for the Miners. Runners on second and third. Miners have put 1 on the board to extend their lead to 4. 1-2 pitch from Sweeney. And Sweeney looks back over to second. And we'll step back on the mound here. Benefield steps back in. 1 for 2 in this game. Facing a 1-2 pitch from Sweeney with 2 outs. Down to the 4th. Sweeney sets, throws, and that one's ripped out in the right field, and that's going to be trouble. That one's going to score Cotton, and right behind him comes McNamee. The throw from the right field to Prees, and that's not in time. And a 2 RBI single here for the Middle Tennessee first baseman. And just like the last game ended, these Miner fans traveling from Matsu starting to take over this stadium in terms of sound-wise. As Chris Beck, the pitching coach here for the Chinooks, going to go have some words with his right-hander, and it looks like that's going to do it. And we're going to have a pitching change. Sweeney exits 3 2/3 innings. 90 pitches thrown. Allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk, struck out 3. And we'll be back after this pitching change. And we're back here. Aiden Stout on the pitch for the Chinooks with 2 outs, and that ball skips away from Crotty. And well, in this game, not the way we wanted to start there. There's now a runner on second here with 2 outs as Austin Dennis steps to the plate. Aiden Stout from the Masters University. Right-hander in 4 games, 6 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts. And that ball is sent out deep in the left field. And Johnson, though, right in the beginning of the warning track, puts that away for a loud out number 3. And, well, folks, the Miners put 3 on the board, but this game's not done. That's why it's called baseball. This game has unlimited time. And we head to the bottom of the 4th, 6-0 lead for the Miners as Chinooks look to scratch some of that lead off. We'll be back. And Aaron loves Shackelford stepping to the plate, looking to give some love to the scoreboard here. As Chinooks got to do something. Down 6-0, the bottom of the fourth. Shackelford takes that breaking ball in for strike one.
Shackelford, definitely one of the goofier players on the team that is pretty mellow. Most of the guys are.
You don't think he
quiet.
will be? 0-1 pitch, and Shackelford out to center. Ammons steps about 2 steps back and puts that away for out number one. But like you said, he's really not the. When you first meet him, he does not look like the person to be the funny guy.
No, you look at him and you would think same, mellow, very extremely quiet. But that's not the case with him. He's one of the louder players.
Yeah.
And filled with a team of extremely quiet guys. I mean,
Definitely.
Kind of need some of those, I guess, if you want to
vocal leaders.
Personality, you need an I personality. Very talkative and social people to keep the team going.
1-0 pitch to Alex Crotty. And Crotty lines that fair down the third base line. And Crotty is going to dig around first, but he's going to stop there. And not going to risk getting thrown out at second. Probably a smart idea there. Even down 6-0, you got to be careful here, as every base runner counts when you're down 6. Hayden Mixon now. First baseman coming to the plate. With 1 away and a runner on first in this 6-0 ball game for the Miners. LeBron steps back. LeBron, only 52 pitches in this game. He's doing well so far. And the pitch, and that one low for ball one. Some action now in the Chinooks bullpen. And we'll keep an eye on who's coming in. 1-0 pitch. LeBron, the 1-0 pitch to Mixon, and Mixon takes that one over strike one. As Shardley got up ready to throw down to Crowley at first, try to backdoor him there, but kept on to the ball anyway. 1-1 pitch now to the LSU Eunice first baseman, hitting from the right side, facing the pitcher, throwing from the left side. 1-1 pitch from the pitcher, LeBron. And Mixon, a big swing and a miss for strike two. Mixon, not just a baseball player, has a few hidden talents, I learned. Can play the piano, the guitar, and can cook. Not something you see every day from a baseball player.
Hey, cooking's one of those talents you just got to know.
Yeah. I mean, my cooking is give me a Whopper and microwave it. That's about my cooking abilities. Is Mixon fouls that to the backstop. That and Easy Mac.
Easy Mac. See, if I had my choice of any mac and cheese, I would, you could start off with just typical pasta. You take your flour, make milk, or take milk, and then you add cheese to it, and you actually have homemade mac and cheese, and it almost doubles the carbs that you get. And it's probably, I ate it before race days almost all the time. And Mixon pops that out to center field. Ammons going to come into that one, and it'll be out number 2.
And now Alex Schmitz with 2 outs. Look to keep things live here with the Chinooks with Alex Crotty on first. 6-0 lead here for the Miners in the bottom of the fourth. And we'll see here if Schmitz can keep this going here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Crotty takes the lead off first. LeBron the pitch, and Schmitz first pitch swinging fouls that down the first base line for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Schmitz. Outside for ball one. 1-1 pitch now, coming up to the Oral Roberts third baseman. Alex Schmitz with a runner on first, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. LeBron looks in, gets a sign from Zach Charley, the catcher. Looks over to Karate at first and throws, and Schmitz takes that one inside for strike 2. Runner at first. 2 outs, 1-2 pitch coming. Alex Schmitz, LeBron sets on the mound. The 6-0 cushion. 1-2 pitch. And Schmitz fouls after the backstop. And we'll have another 1-2 crack at it. LeBron looks in, 1-2 pitch coming again. Karate on first, takes his lead. Schmitz digs into the batter's box. 1-2 pitch from LeBron. And Schmitz over to Dennis's short. Dennis throws over to second. And Shania grabs that at second, and we're through 4. The Miners have a 6-0 lead as we head to the top half of the 5th. We'll be back. Top of the 5th here. Aiden Stout back on the mound. Spencer Hitson at the plate. 6-0 lead for the Miners, but hey, baseball has no time limit. You never know. As Stout misses up high for ball 1. Spencer Henson, 1 for 2 in this game, reached on a base. Shackelford had trouble fielding a ground ball. Stout misses inside on low ball 2. Henson, in the 2nd inning, had an RBI single. Was left on base eventually. Now it's a 2-0 count from Stout coming up, and that one is outside ball 3. Stout has to find the strike zone here to avoid putting a base runner on with nobody out. Top of the 5th, 6-0 lead for the Miners here. The 3-0 pitch from Stout. Up high and a 4-pitch walk to Spencer Henson. And now Zach Sharpley, the catcher, comes to the plate with the runner on first. Nobody out. 6-0 lead here for the Miners in the top half of the 5th. Stout looks over to first, sets on the mound. And that one's ripped up to center field. Just gets by Shackelford over there. And after a walk and a first pitch single, the Miners aren't back in business. Runners on first and second, nobody out. 6-0 lead here.
Out of the plate for the Miners, number 5, Brendan Chania.
Brendan Chania, the 9-hole hitter, playing second base now. In the 4th inning, had a single. 2nd inning, had a sac fly. And now Karate's going to have a word with his right-hander, calm him down, talk through the strategy here. Karate goes back, gets down on the squat again. Stout looks over. Henson at second. Runners first and second. Nobody out. And the pitch down low for ball one. Stout, the 1-0 pitch coming up to Chania. And that one's grounded foul down the third base line to the Chinook bullpen. 1-1 pitch now for Stout. Chania looks in, getting the 1-1 pitch from Stout, excuse me. Stout misses down low. Good job by Karate to keep that in front of him. 2-1 count now to the minor second baseman. Runners on first and second, top of the fifth. Reminder, folks, this game only goes 7, as this is the second of a doubleheader. And Chania flies that out as Gilcrease tracks that down in center. And going to put that away. And Sharp is not even going to think about coming over to third, as that's out number 2. Or out number 1, excuse me.
Number 9,
Quinn Cotton now to the plate. Hit by a pitcher in his last at-bat and came around to score in the 4th. Coming to hit now with a runner on first and second with 1 away. 6-0 lead here for the Miners. Stout. The pitch. Ooh. And that hits Cotton for back-to-back at-bats. Cotton is going to get on to it, a hit by pitch. And now there's going to be bases loaded as looks like Alex Crotty was a little shaken up on the play. Behind the plate, not sure where it hit him. We'll keep an eye on that. Is Chris Beck now going to have a word with his catcher, making sure he's okay? And now bases loaded here for Elijah McNamee, who ripped a double in the 4th. Chinooks need a ground ball here. 6-0 lead already for the Miners with 1 away in the top half of the 5th. Bases loaded now. A chance to just put this game firmly in the grasp of the Miners. And McNamee takes that one in for first pitch strike for Maiden Stout on the mound. Stout, the 0-1 pitch coming up now to the Mississippi State left fielder. 1 for 2 in this game with an RBI. Has a chance to tack on more. McNamee on that breaking ball sends that one foul to be down 0-2. McNamee steps back in. 0-2 count. Has to protect here. One, 2 pitch. And McNamee, and that gets through in the right field. Henson scores. And behind him, Sharpley is going to be held up as McNamee puts this game to a 7-0 lead for the Miners. And still bases loaded with 1 away as Justin Ammons steps to the plate here. Top half of the 5th, 1 out. Bases loaded, 7-0 lead for the Miners. Got to stay focused if you're the Chinooks, not get mentally distracted. Stout sets with bases loaded, 1 away. And Ammons, first pitch swinging, gets in left field. And Charlie's going to score, and Chania is going to be held up at third. 8-0 lead after back-to-back singles there. And well, folks, this is when it really gets to, really shows your personality. Really shows the kind of ball player you are. Are you going to lie down and roll over, or are you going to keep fighting? Because being down 8 is never fun, but it's even worse when you don't even care anymore. And the sun is fully out now, something you really don't see. I know it's Alaska, but even at 9:30, You really don't see the sun shining out like this. And now Nick Brooks to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out, 8-0 lead. As Stout puts that breaking ball in there for strike 1. And Stout misses up high for ball 1. One pitch coming from Stout as Brooks steps back in the plate. Chinea at third. McNamee at second. And Ammons at first is that one. Down low, ball 2. And a big swing and a miss by Brooks for strike 2. Brooks steps in, 2-2 pitch. And Brooks takes that one low, ball 3. Three-two pitch. On its way to Brooks from Stout. Bases loaded. 1 away. 8-0 lead for the Miners. Top of the 5th. And a swing and a miss by Brooks. And Stout gets him swinging for out number 2.
And I'll think the first correspondent is awarding you $10 every strikeout the Chinooks took. We'll award that at the end of this inning. Batting next for the Miners, number 34, Blake Benefield.
Blake Benefield up with 2 outs, and that one's chopped over to Schmitz at third. Schmitz just going to go and step on the bag. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. The Miners add 2. 8-0 lead as we head to the Chinooks bottom half of the 5th. And as we're back here in the bottom of the 5th, Miners lead 8-0. Levi Gilcrease to lead things off. Calvin LeBrun back on the mound again. And the first pitch from LeBrun. And that's first pitch swing and foul by Gilcrease.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we just heard from the Chinook Shack that all hamburgers and hot dogs are half off. All half off hamburgers and hot dogs at the Chinook Shack.
A 1 pitch from LeBrun. And Gilcrease fouls that away. Strike 2.
And that foul ball sponsored by Friends of Dan Sadler.
Gilcrease protecting here, 0-2. LeBrun looks in, gets a sign from Charlie. The 0-2 pitch to Gilcrease at the plate. That one outside, ball 1. LeBrun, the 1-2 pitch. And that one gets Gilcrease looking there for out number 1. Top of the order now, Mike Caprice to the plate.
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 24, Mike Caprice.
Mike Caprice 0 for 2 in this game. Struck out swinging in the 3rd and popped up to the first baseman in the 1st. And hits with the 1 away and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th. An 8-0 lead for the Miners. And some action now for the Chinooks in the bullpen. And Preece, first pitch swinging, sends that one foul out of play.
That foul ball sponsored by Laborers Local 341.
Preece, the 0-1 count. Facing him now in the batter's box, sitting from the left side. 0-1 pitch from the lefty, Calvin LeBrun. And Preece sends that into left field. And that's going to be for McNamee. And that is out number 2. The bottom of the 5th, now Jeremy Johnson. Reached base in the 1st after second baseman Air. And flew out to first base the 3rd inning. Jeremy Johnson hits 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th, LeBrun looks into Johnson and the first pitch. And Johnson sends it opposite field, and that ball is going to drop and get to the fence. Johnson comes around first and is going to steamroll into second with a stand-up 2-out double. Johnson not giving up this game yet. Hopefully that can start some life here for the Chinook Bats. As Justin Gomez now digs in with 2 outs. And a runner on second. Gomez 2 for 2 in this game. Had a single in the 1st and a double in the 3rd. Now comes to the plate with Jeremy Johnson on second and down 8-0. Would love anything as long as it has him getting on base. LeBrun looks into Gomez, 2 outs. Johnson at second. The pitch to Gomez. Johnson takes that one low, ball 1. One 0 pitch now. Coming to Justin Gomez, Chinook DH. Gomez takes that one in for strike 1. Even count of 1-1 now with 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. 8-0 lead for the Miners. A runner on second for the Chinooks. 1-1 pitch from LeBrun. Gomez thought about it, but couldn't hold back enough. One around there for strike 2. 1-2 count now. PV has used a Pacific left-handed hitter here. Hitting with 2 outs and a runner on in the bottom of the 5th here. Jeremy Johnson on second takes his lead. Brandon Mitchie digging in on deck. Right now, Justin Gomez looking to stay alive with a 2-strike pitch coming from the left-hander LeBrun. LeBrun misses outside for ball 2. Good job by Gomez to lay off of that one. LeBrun steps back on the rubber. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, coming up. 2-2 pitch. And that one's down low. Good job by Gomez here. Has worked it to a full count. 3-2. Three-two pitch on its way to Justin Gomez at the plate. Johnson takes the lead off second. LeBrun sets on the mound, 3-2. And throws. And Gomez takes that inside, and he's going to be on base here. As he's having himself a productive day, a single, double, and a walk. As Brandon Mitchie now to the plate with runners on first and second for the Chinooks with 2 outs, bottom of the 5th here. Mitchie, over 2 in this game, flew out to the second baseman in the first, and struck out swinging in the third. Faces Calvin LeBrun for the 3rd time as LeBrun misses outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch coming to Mitchie. And Mitchie thought about it, held off, and that breaking ball drops in for strike 1. One pitch coming from LeBrun. Mitchie digs in. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. That one's chopped into right field, and that just, no, Chinea with a great play. And Mitchie slides in, where out is the call. And Brandon Chinea over at second, tremendous play. As that looked like a no doubt about it single. But Mitchie, like he always does, gives 110%, slides in, but just gets called out. And we head to the top of the 6th. We're through 5, 8-0 lead for the Miners. New pitcher, Noah Jones. On for the Chinooks when we come back. New pitcher here in the top of the 6th, Noah Jones. As Austin Dennis digs in, as Jones misses up high and outside, ball 1. Jones, typically we see in the starter's role, but we're seeing him here in relief, getting some action, keeping his arm fresh. 1-0 pitch coming up. And outside, ball 2. Dennis, 1 for 3 in this game. Singled and came around to score in the second. Flew out to right field in his third. Flew out to left in the fourth as he sends that to the backstop and goes to his knees there. 2-1 pitch coming up. Jones looks in, 2-1 pitch. Some slight warming up going on for the Miners. 2-1 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Jones looks in, 3-1 pitch to Dennis. Top of the 6th, 8-0, nobody out. Up high, and that's going to be a walk to put a runner on in the leadoff position here for the Miners. For Spencer Henson, 1 for 2 in this game with a walk and an RBI. He hits with nobody out and a runner on first. Jones looks in to the big right-hander. And Henson fouls that out of play for strike 1. On 1 pitch coming from Jones. Up high, ball 1. Jones looks in, 1-1 pitch coming. Runner on first, takes his lead. 8-0 lead here in the top half of the 6th. Jones, the 1-1 pitch, and Henson pops that way up. And Crotty takes a few steps back and going to put that away for out number 1. Good play there by Crotty. And Zach Sharpley, the fellow catcher. Number 14 here, stepping to the plate with a runner on first. And 1 away. That one in for a ball 1. 1-0 pitch coming from the left-hander, Noah Jones. And that one's hit foul, strike 1. One pitch from Jones. That one sent up in the air. Hayden Mixon gives chase from first. That one's going to sail foul. 1-2 pitch now coming from the left-hander Jones. Jones looks in, looks over at first, and throws 1-2. And beautiful breaking ball, puts that ball into play. Prees over there and right, gives chase and puts that away for out number 2. Brandon Chinea now steps to the plate with 2 outs. And a runner on first in this 8-0 lead. And that one's hit out to Prees again. Prees going to have to back up and back trottle. That ball's going to be over his head. And Chinea's going to dig for third. No, he's going to, yeah, he is. And the slide, and that goes off Schmitz's glove. And Chinea's going to try. No, he's going to stay at third. Interesting events there. Oh. As now the Miners, after that triple by Chinea, lead 9-0. As center fielder Mike Antico comes to the plate here. And that one in there for strike 1. And a big swing and a miss by Antico in for strike 2. 0-2 pitch from Jones to Antico. And a swing and a miss by Antico. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Chinooks down 9-0. And as we're back here, at the bottom of the 6th, LeBron puts that outside for ball 1 to Shackelford. 9-0 lead here for the Miners in the bottom half of the 6th. Shackelford sends that out to center field, and that's going to be a leadoff base runner for the Chinooks.
Batting next for the Chinooks, number 17, Alex Crotty.
Alex Crotty now digging the plate with a runner on first and nobody out. And Crotty and sharply got to throw down to Shackelford. As LeBron put that in there for strike 1 to Crotty. And the 0-1 pitch, and that one is down low for ball 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Division 1 dogs are half off of the Chinook Shack.
One pitch to Crotty, and Crotty sits that to third base, and that's going to be over to first, and that's past Bitterfield at first, and Shackelford's going to come to third and going to be held up, and Crotty going to get over to second. And now Hayden Mixon comes to the plate with nobody out. And runners on second and third after that throw in air by Nick Brooks, the third baseman.
A little bit of life now in the Chinook bats. Crotty was able to come up on the right side of that plate at first as the ball got away, but Mixon with a chance to break a shutout right here, which would be pretty nice.
Some pride for the Chinooks, maybe. And with runners on second and third and nobody out, a good chance to do it. As that ball's outside for ball 1. And some throwing going on now for the Miners in their bullpen. Same with the Chinooks. 1-0 pitch. Coming to Hayden Mixon at the plate. Aaron Shackelford at third. Alex Crotty at second. LeBrun, the 1-0 pitch. Down low and passed, and here comes Shackelford, and he is going to score standing. And that shutout is broken. 9-1 lead now for the Miners. As the Chinooks not done yet. With a runner on third, still nobody out. And Zach Sharpley going to go have a word with his right-hander. As the umpire going to go have a break this meeting up between the pitcher and catcher. And now Sharpley heads back to behind the plate. Two-0 pitch. Coming to Mixon. Mixon laces that out into center field. Mike Antico going to give chase to that one. And that ball is going to be caught out there at the warning track. But Crotty is going to waltz into home. 9-2 game now. As now, Alex Schmitz, who's over 2 in this game, comes to the plate with nobody on, but 2 runs across for the Chinooks in this inning. And the pitch from LeBron. And Schmitz, first pitch swinging. Out into the gap in right center. This could be extra bases. And Schmitz is going to stop it first as Antico gets to that in time. And first pitch single. The Chinooks are not dead yet. As Levi Gilcrease steps to the plate with a runner on first. And 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Reminder, this game only goes 7. So the Chinooks only have 5 outs to work with here if they want any chance of pulling off an amazing comeback. And we're going to have a meeting by Matt Greeley, Miners pitching coach. And it will seem like this is just a meeting. But the Miners look to have a pitcher warm down there in the bullpen. Matt Greeley tagging to his left-hander. Again, runner on first, 1 away. Levi Gilcrease at the plate, 9-2 lead for the Miners. And now the umpire is going to go break up this meeting, and Matt Greeley is going to have to be asked to go back to the Miner dugout. And now Matt Greeley, just a meeting, talking to his left-hander. Everybody breaks off. Levi Gilcrease stands in with 1 away, runner on first, 9-2 lead for the Miners. One out to Levi Gilcrease. Baylor Bear playing center tonight. LeBron, first pitch. Down low. Good job by Sharpley to keep that in front of him. Ball 1. LeBron looks in. 1-0 pitch coming up to Levi Gilcrease. Alex Schmitz takes his lead at first. 9-2 lead for the Miners. Bottom of the 6th. 2 runs already across the score for the Chinooks here. Looking to add more. And Gilcrease, a big swing and a miss for strike 1. One pitch coming to Gilcrease. Down low, ball 2. Two-one pitch now coming from LeBron to Gilcrease. Gilcrease pops that one up. And that one is just going to get out of play for strike 2.
NFL ball sponsored by the Chinooks Act.
Two pitch now to the Chinook center fielder. Schmitz at first takes his lead. LeBrun looks in, 2-2 pitch, one away, bottom of the 6th, 9-2 lead for his Miners. LeBrun sets on the mound and throws. Just hangs high, ball 3. Top of the order, Mike Capri stands on deck. And the Chinooks can do some damage here, can tack on some more runs if they can play their cards right. 3-2 pitch to Gilcrease, runner on first, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. LeBrun throws, and Gilcrease to the right side, and that ball is going to get into right field. And the Chinooks have runners on first and second with 1 out. And Ryan, as much as I love this, you're thinking, well, where was this in the first 5 innings?
I mean, that is a great question. Nobody really knows, but yeah, better sooner late than never, huh?
Yeah. And now, Ben Taylor is going to go out and make a pitching change. New pitcher coming up for the Miners, 9-2 lead. Runners on first and second, 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Miners have a new pitcher. We'll be back. And don't call it a comeback quite yet. Runners on first and second for Mike Capri's new pitcher on for the Miners, Thaddeus Ward from University of Central Florida. Ward, coming out of relief, has 21 in the 3rd innings pitched with a 1.68 ERA, 17 strikeouts, 8 walks. He last pitched June 30th in a 3-2 win over the Bucks. Went 4 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts from Fort Myers, Florida, facing Mike Capri's with 1 away, runners on first and second, and a 9-2 lead for the Miners. And Pre's first pitch swinging sends that foul for strike 1. Ward steps on, 0-1 count. Another Alaska Baseball League news, that Anchorage Bucks Pilots game that we were talking about has gone final. The Bucks won 4-3 to go to 15-9 in the season, which, if the results hold here, would keep them at 1.5 games back. And if the result holds here, the Chugiak Chinooks and the Pilots would be tied at 9-14 apiece. It's that ball down low, ball 1 to Mike Capri's. Thaddeus Ward, the UCF Golden Knight. Looks in, 1-1 pitch, runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 6th here, 9-2 lead for the Miners. The pitch to Mike Capri's. Inside, ball 2. Prees over 3 in this game. Flew out to left field in the 5th in his last at bat. We'll look for a different affair here. Ward looks in, 2-1 pitch coming. Jeremy Johnson, a hot-hitting outfielder for the Chinooks, stands on deck. Ward, the pitch. And Prees swinging a miss for strike 2. Prees have to protect here, as he is not one to shy away from making contact. He's made some loud outs this game. We'll look to put this ball in play somewhere. 2-2 pitch from Ward. Schmitz and Gilcrease take their leads. 2-2 pitch. And Prees a swing and a miss down in the dirt. And that's going to be a strikeout for Ward.
Number 14, Jeremy Johnson.
Jeremy Johnson now playing left field tonight for the Chinooks. 1 for 3 in this game, doubled in the 5th. Steps to the plate with 2 outs, runners on first and second. Down 9-2. Ward steps on. Runners on first and second, bottom of the 6th. 2 outs, and the pitch from Ward coming up. That one down low for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch coming up from Ward. And Johnson. Oh, a great play by Ward to snag that one. Oh. Well, what a play there by the minor pitcher. And he throws over to first, and that's going to do it. As we're through 6th, we head to the last inning. Miners have a 9-2 lead. When we come back, the Chinooks look to keep it that way as we head to the top of the 7th and final inning. Top of the 7th now. New pitcher on for your Chinooks, Preston White. A 6'6" right-hander from Birmingham Southern College will be attending the Masters University next year. 1-1 record in 5 games pitched, 7 1/3 innings. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 9 hits. Last pitched June 30th against the Oilers, went 2 1/3 and got the 2 batters he had out that he faced. Throws outside for ball 1 to Elijah McNamee, the minor left fielder. And that one's ripped up right down the middle for a leadoff hitter here for the Miners. Now to bat, Justin Ammons. Started this game in center and now plays right field after Mike Antico came in for Quinn Cotton in the 5th inning. Runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 7th here. 9-2 lead for the Miners. Preston White on for relief here. And White throws over to first. And McNamee slides back in safe. White stands back on the mound, an intimidating presence there, all 6'6", 215 of him. Looks in, and the first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Right now, I was having a conversation. Preston White, drafted in the 38th round by the Dodgers. As an outfielder, will probably be a pitcher. Most likely might be going back to college or continuing school. If you were in that situation, what would you do?
Like go to school or go play baseball?
Go play baseball as a 38th round draft pick, even in forfeiting 2 years of eligibility.
I mean, knowing me, I would probably stay at school and try and finish my degree because it's kind of difficult to pick it back up once you've stopped. But I do know that in Preston's case, he is going to have his school paid for by the team.
That's true.
Part of his
That's
deal.
true. A lot of incentives for a player like that as he throws back over to first. Obviously, as a 38th round draft pick with the talent and potential that White possesses, could potentially go up multitudes of rounds if he has a good year. But that is a risk as he misses down low for ball 3. But no matter what, we do congratulate him for being drafted and wish him the best no matter what path he chooses. As he now faces Justin Ammons with a 3-1 count and a runner on first, nobody out here in the top half of the 7th. 3-1 pitch from the right-hander. And that one is sent out of play. 3-2 count now. After that ball was fouled out of play by Justin Ammons at the plate. Just past the 10 o'clock mark a few minutes ago. And now the sun's starting to set. Now it's starting to look like the Alaska I know at night.
A little bit cloudy, a little darker.
A little colder now as Ammons sends that to the backstop to keep this again at 3-2. Three-two pitch again coming from Preston White. Elijah McNamee at first after singling up the middle. Justin Ammons at the plate. McNamee takes the lead off first. White, the pitch. Hangs outside, and there's ball 4. As White lost him there, and now there's going to be runners on first and second. As we have a pitch hitter now. As Nick Brooks was scheduled to hit. And now Rainer Osmus coming in to hit here for Nick Brooks. Rainer Osmus comes in, runners on first and second, nobody out. Miners already up 9-2 in this game. But with the talent both these teams possess, no lead is safe as that ball is softly hit foul down the third base line for strike 1. White, the 0-1 pitch after that foul ball down the third base line to Osmus. Down low, ball 1. White hoping to find the strike zone here, facing Osmus. 1-1 count, runners on first and second, nobody out. The top half of the 7th and final inning, and that ball sharply hit foul down the third base line once more in this at-bat. White now ahead 3-2. 1-2 in this count. As Osmus looks to have a productive pitch hit here. 1-2 pitch coming from the 6'6" right-hander on the mound. And Osmus just gets some wood on that one since that foul to stay alive here in this at-bat. One-two pitch on its way from Preston White again after Osmus sent that out to play foul. White sets on the mound, nobody out, runners on first and second, the pitch. And that ball's hit to Schmitz at third. Schmitz, and that's off his glove. And that's going to trickle into left field. And that's the second error of the ball game on the Chinook third baseman Schmitz, taking a tough hop there. That's no easy thing to do. And now bases loaded, nobody out. For Zach Hardy, And I got to say, Zach Hardy, this is the first time I've seen him. As he has hit a few times, but mainly we see him in the setup role as he actually pitched in the last game, in the first game of the doubleheader, takes that one inside for ball one. Into it for Blake Benefield. Zach Hardy does have a good bat sometimes. And we'll look to see what happens here. 1-0 count from White, and Hardy, big swing and a miss for strike one. Elijah McNamee on third. Justin Ammons on second. And Rainer Osmus on first as Zach Hardy fouls that one right behind him for strike two. 1-2 pitch now to Zach Hardy. White peers in. 2-strike pitch coming up. And that one is a foul ball. As the umpire can have to do a little breathing exercises. As Ryan, I think we can both agree that might take a little more than a walk it off.
Yeah, that one definitely looked like it hurt a little bit.
And after that foul ball by Hardy, we'll have a 1-2 pitch. One-two pitch, and that hangs high, ball two. And a swing and a miss by Hardy. And that's the not one out here in the top half of the seventh.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number 4, Austin Dennis.
One out, Austin Dennis up to the plate, bases loaded, top of the seventh. And a big swing and a miss by the Miner shortstop for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. And that one's chopped right back to White. White back throws to Crotty. And Crotty throws down to first. And that is a 1-2-3 double play. And we head to the bottom of the seventh. It's rally time, folks. The Miners have a 9-2 lead. As we head to the bottom of the seventh, we'll be back. Bottom of the 7th here is the Chinooks down to their last 3 outs. Justin Gomez trying to lead things off in a miraculous comeback effort for the Chinooks. Thaddeus Ward back on the mound. And that one hangs high, ball 1. Ward looks in, 1-0 count to the Chinook DH. And Gomez pops that one out of play for strike 1.
And that ball sponsored by Friends of Dan Sattler.
One pitch. That one drops in that breaking ball. Gomez now has to protect here. 1-2 count. One-two pitch, and that one's in the dirt, ball 2. Two-two pitch now to Justin Gomez. Brandon Mitchie on deck. 9-2 lead for the Miners. Up high, ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 3. Full count here to Gomez. Three-two pitch from Ward. And Gomez chops that up the middle. And Dennis fields that. And throws over first. And good range there by the Miner shortstop to get Gomez in by a step. As Dennis came all the way over to the second base side of things to field that and throw it to first. Brandon Mitchie now. In this 9-2 lead for the Miners. Steps up, trying to start a comeback here. Mitchie over 3 in this game. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 5th. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. And popped up to the second baseman in the 1st. Now faces Thaddeus Ward in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out and nobody on. And Mitchie takes that one high, ball 1. Ward steps back on the rubber. Aaron Shackelford, the shortstop, on deck. Hoping to hit here. Well, he will hit, but hoping to hit with a runner on. Inside for strike 1 to Brandon Mitchie. One pitch coming to Mitchie from Ward on the mound. And Mitchie fouls that out of play, strike 2. 1-2 pitch now. Facing Mitchie. After Mitchie fouled that one out of play. 1-2, Ward the pitch. And Mitchie sends that to right field, and that ball's going to drop. And that ball is going to be stopped by Ammons. And Mitchie has a 1-out single. And the Chinooks not out of this quite yet. Aaron Shackelford stepping to the plate with 1 out. And 1 runner on in this bottom of the 7th. Reminder again, in case you're joining us or in case you forgot, as this is the doubleheader, this game only goes 7 innings. So this, if the results hold, this inning's basically viewed as the 9th, as this will be the final inning if the Chinooks cannot put up 7 runs. Mitchie takes the lead off second. The sun is starting to come out again. So maybe that's an omen, as I'm an optimistic guy. The sun's back out, so are the bats. And right as I say that, Ward finds the strike zone.
I think during our broadcast we seem to find every possible way to jinx the other teams.
That's very true. Well, the Miner pitchers are throwing great. Let's see if that can jinx it the other way. 0-1 pitch from Ward. And Shackelford sends that out to center field for back-to-back singles.
How about the Miner pitching?
Yeah, we got to keep complimenting them. Maybe that's going to turn the tide. As now Alex Trotty hitting from the left side for the first time tonight. Digs in with runners on first and second and 1 away. And Ryan, no matter what happens, no matter if the comeback's complete or not, the good thing to see is here that the bats are still alive and that they're still mentally there.
Yes, it's always good to make sure that they're not checked out and haven't quit on themselves.
I mean, that really shows a lot about themselves. Is when you're down 8-0, now it's 9-2, but at a point down 8-0, it's a lot easy to check out. But if you want to continue playing at this level and beyond, you have to stay focused, as every batter and every pitch matters. As Ward puts that one in there for strike one to Alex Crotty, the catcher for tonight, Chinooks, with runners on first and second and one away in this bottom of the seventh. Ward steps on a 1 pitch. And that one, low, ball 1. And the sun is back out again. And Alaska is playing tricks on me here.
The weather, what the cloud pattern here in Alaska seems to change very rapidly.
And Crotty sends that out of play, 1-2 now. Well, that's one thing that's always said, and I mean, I said this the first week I was here, is I was told when I first got here, and I'm told now, don't expect the weather to stay the same. One-two pitch now to Alex Crotty at the plate. Brandon Mitchie at second, Aaron Shackelford at first after back-to-back singles. To 1-2 pitch, and Crotty takes that pitch. Ball 2 now, 2-2 pitch to the Mercer Bear at the plate. One out, 2-2 pitch. Runners on first and second, bottom of the seventh. The Miners lead 9-2. Coming up to the 10:30 mark. We've been playing now for 5.5 hours of 14 innings. 2-2 pitch, and that one is called strike 3 as Crotty thought that was ball 3. But the umpire holds all the cards, rings them up there for out number 2. Now Hayden Mixon, who had a sacrifice fly in the 6th, steps to the plate now with 2 outs to try to keep this game going for the Chinooks. Two outs, bottom of the 7th, 9-2 lead for the Miners. Hayden Mixon represents the last chance here to keep this game alive. And Mixon, first pitch swing and stings that out to left center. That ball is going to drop. And Mitchie's going to score. And Shackelford is going to be stopped at third as Mixon has an RBI double. And now, runners on second and third. And Alex Schmitz to the plate. Alex Schmitz, 2 outs, runner on third after Mixon had an RBI double to keep this game alive. And that one is in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Schmitz. And Schmitz takes that one in for strike 2. 0-2 pitch. Oh, 2 pitch from Ward. And that one rings Schmitz up. And that's going to do it in this ball game. Miners win 9-3. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back after a few minutes, we're going to have a quick post game to analyze this 9-3 loss. Stay with us when we come back. You know, sometimes it's baseball. You can't win them all. You can't lose them all also. So I doubt we're going to lose the rest of the season. Tough loss. Back-to-back games, a doubleheader. Lose 2 in this game. We fall to 9-14 while the Miners go to 17-8. We're back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Lee Jordan Field. If you're in Alaska watching this from Alaska, we'd love for you to come out here. The main thing I could say from this is our batches need to come alive. In the first game, we had a 3 nothing lead, or a 1-0 lead that went to 1-1, and then a 3-1 lead, and we ultimately lost that. And we just, our pitching wasn't there. Our bullpen, we had a 3-2 lead going into the 7th, which as a doubleheader, that was the final inning. And our bullpen just couldn't knock that down. But again, that's baseball. That happens. You get tough games. You get tough breaks. You get tough pitches. You get hit by pitches. And like I said to Ryan, especially in this game, when you go down 8-0 early, I mean, they scored 3 in the top of the second, and then they scored 3 2 innings later. So you're down 6-0 in the 4th after just losing after, a game that they should have won in the first inning. It's easy to have your confidence kind of shot there, and I'm sure it was. But like I was telling Ryan, it's so important, especially with these athletes and these baseball players, to find a way to keep fighting, because if you're gonna make it and succeed in this level, which is basically a lot of these guys come from Division I and very high competition for college, if they want to even have a fraction of a mind to want to compete at the next level in pro ball, they're gonna have to fight through a lot of adversities. That's baseball, but it's not everything. I mean, not everything was bad. We saw good games. Justin Gomez went 2 for 3. Aaron Shackelford went 2 for 4. We're hitting the ball hard. I mean, we had 11 hits, but when you have 11 hits and you only produce 3 runs, something's off there. And then you look at the pitching side of things, and that's where it was a little off. Just some unlucky breaks, some unlucky hops, 3 errors. And then the Miners also had 3 errors too. Theirs didn't come back to haunt them as well. The umpiring, look, you can't blame the umpires. They're doing their job. They think they're strike zone. I mean, we're fans for a reason. We want to root for our team, but the umpires get paid to do this for a reason. That's because they know it the best. Can't blame it on an umpire. However, there was a few cases, especially in the first game, that some of the calls were a little awkward and should have been probably called strikes. But then again, I'm a broadcaster. I'm coming from this view while the umpire is literally right on top of it. But that's baseball. And so, ultimately, there's nothing you can do about it. We're still in 4th place. If the playoffs started today, we'd still make the playoffs. But you definitely want to win. And so tomorrow we're going to be at the Pilots. The Pilots tomorrow. We're at Matsu to face the Miners again on Thursday. And then we're back here in Anchorage to face the Bucks on Friday and Saturday. And so we'd love for you to come out and see that tomorrow. But ultimately, as a baseball fan, it was hard to watch. A lot of mental layers sometimes, but that's baseball. Can't win them all. And like I said, you won't lose them all. But that's going to do it. I'm Cale Duarte. Ryan Beck, my partner, had to leave to actually go help drive fans. What a guy. That's what we do here in Chugiak. But 9-3 losses. The Miners just continue their dominance. In other Alaska Baseball League news, like I said, the Bucks beat the Pilots 4-3. And so the Bucks and Miners are going to kind of be pulling away from this thing as the Miners go to 17-8. The Bucks go to 15-9. The Chinooks go to 9-14. And the Pilots also go to 9-14. And the Oilers are at 7-12. So let's be grateful we're still in place. That's going to do it for us tonight. Have a great night, and God bless.